So one of the great staples of One Piece is things coming back full circle. Things that we've seen in the past and Oda bringing it back around and us just completely going crazy because it's like, yo, do you remember that? I remember that. References, callbacks, foreshadowing. But in this video, we're going to talk about reunions, things we want to see again, or rather, people we want to see reunite again. One of the reasons why we enjoy One Piece so much is because of the love we have for the characters. And so 1,000 chapters into the story, seeing a character from chapter 40 or something come back and reunite with the Straw Hats, seeing how far they've come, we always love moments like that. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. But first, maybe this isn't a reunion, but more so an introduction. If you haven't, introduce yourself to the subscribe button. It can definitely be a reunion with the like button. And also get acquainted with the post notifications. Turn all those on, and without further ado, let's talk about the reunions in One Piece I would like to see before the end. But wait! First, we have to talk about an unsung hero in its own right, the award-winning Surfshark VPN. And they are the sponsors of this video. We shop online, we browse the internet on a daily basis, which leaves us exposed to several threats we may not even know about. The purpose of this VPN is to protect you from the unknown lurking threats via different proven methods. For instance, masking or hiding your IP address, protecting others from access to your country's location, and even your download history. The VPN will block ads, malware, phishing attempts, and trackers attempting to steal your information, even bypassing censorship in particular countries. With Surfshark, you can do this by searching via different locations. You also would protect yourself from targeted ads that these companies acquire by purchasing your compromised information. So, to protect yourself while doing so from one account, which covers unlimited household devices, use code B.D.A for 83% off and 3 extra months free. If you're okay with being vulnerable, fine. But if you want to protect yourself and your information, use the link below and sign up for Surfshark. We're going to get the big ones out of the way. Luffy and Shanks, Mihawk and Zoro. Luffy and Shanks, that's one that I cannot miss. That's one that the community has been waiting for. Not only a reunion, but a conversation, the dialogue back and forth. What do they say about the hat? How do they clash? Does Shanks test Luffy? Does Luffy test Shanks? Really meaning test himself to see how far he's come. Those are things we need to see. I know a lot of people speculate that Shanks could die before Luffy meets him. No, Oda will absolutely not miss an opportunity to have Luffy and Shanks reunite. Imagine the volume cover, or just imagine that cover page. Guys, Luffy and Shanks, probably the most anticipated reunion. That's why we're not going to spend too much time because we know the weight that carries. Next to Mihawk and Zoro. So this reunion, I didn't expect it to happen before the time skip. It was surprising, right? But now how far Zoro has come, I want to see Mihawk's reaction to Zoro's strength. I want to see Mihawk react to Zoro just completely turning into a demon coming after that title. This is somewhat twofold because I think it's going to be emotional because what if Perona is there to watch the fight? But then it's also going to be some fights. It's also going to be a lot of action because I don't think they meet again until it's the fight for the world's greatest swordsman. I really can't wait for that. That's why I loved that moment in Stampede. Next, we have the Straw Hats and Vivi. So this is one that's been speculated to happen really soon because of Vivi and the predicament that she's in. What she's in right now, we don't know, but there's a lot of speculation that the world government is after her head and that she had to escape because her father, Cobra, is dead. So she can't return to Alabasta because now she's been outlawed and she's on the run. And so where would she return to? The place that makes the most sense is with the Straw Hats. Something to be mindful of is that back in Marineford, something Akainu stated was that pirates should have nowhere to return to. So Vivi at this point, she's viewed as a pirate. And so the world government, I'm sure they're trying to erase every possible place Vivi can return to, but they can't erase the Straw Hats. That's why I think the Straw Hats and Vivi will reunite really soon, and I think it's going to be one of the most emotional reunions because I didn't want Vivi to leave in the first place. But in hindsight, seeing where we are now, that separation was necessary. I'm sure Vivi has learned a lot more from her father, and she's ready to take over Alabasta at this point, but the reunion with the Straw Hats, that is definitely coming first. Imagine Sanji, Luffy, Zoro. What about when she sees the new crewmates? Brook, Yamato she joins. It is going to be spectacular. spectacular. The next reunion, this may be a bit emotional, Luffy and Garp. The last time Luffy and Garp interacted, this was at one of the more emotional moments in the story. That was in Marineford. And we know in Marineford what took place was the death of Ace. End of Whitebeard, but we're talking about Ace here. When Garp saw Dadan for the first time, the air was heavy, there was tension, Makino didn't know how to react, Dadan didn't know how to react, and that led to some emotional moments. With Garp and Luffy, it could be a situation where they don't acknowledge it at all, or it could be a situation where we see some sort of sentimental growth between the characters because they have been sentimental before. But I think initially it could be a situation where they don't acknowledge it. But then it comes back around, and how could you not talk about Ace when he was the reason why you guys reunited the last time? So where this conversation goes could have some insane development for Luffy's character, but also some more exposition on Garp's character. Because in a way we know how Garp feels, but I would like to see it expressed, and I can't wait for that. This one is kind of cheating. Okay, and I'm sorry, because it isn't necessarily a reunion, but it's Garp and Dragon. We did not see the reunion. However, I want to know what they talk about. I want to know face to face when they meet. What will they say to each other? How will that environment be? I'm not going to spend too much time here because I think this could be expounded upon, but that's something I really want to see. Next, we have Luffy, Sabo, and Dadan. Dadan knows Sabo is alive because we saw Dadan react to Sabo or whatever was in the newspaper about Sabo. But a reunion between Luffy, Sabo, and Dadan, it will be so emotional because, of course, we know what's missing. Oh, who's missing? Ace. So they're going to have some amazing moments where they're reminiscing about the great times, and then it's going to be sad because at that point you're going to realize Ace is not there and there's not really anything you can do to fill the void. But it's something that's necessary and absolutely has to happen. Next, we have Zoro and Koshiro. So the beginning of Zoro's journey started, well, we don't know exactly where it started, but where we picked up was Zoro training with Kuina. Kuina, of course, passed away to stairs. Zoro inherited her sword, and then he goes on to become the world's greatest swordsman. There's speculation that Zoro could also be a Shimotsuki. That would be an amazing conversation and how things tie together perfectly in One Piece. And I would like to see the conversation around possibly Kuina and Zoro carrying on her will. It would just be an amazing time. So I can't wait for that. Next, we have, this was a troll one that people mentioned, the Straw Hats and Kuma. Now, I don't know if this one would ever happen because Kuma essentially is dead right now, but if he does get his mind back, that would be a really cool tie-in with Kuma and the Straw Hats, right? Someone did say Zoro would get PTSD, but guys, we gotta chill, okay? Next, we have Luffy and Bon Clay. So, Bon Clay is someone that I always felt like should have been a Straw Hat. I think everything he's done for the Straw Hats, the sacrifices he's made for Luffy in particular, he should be a Straw Hat. There are people right now that are watching this video that are saying, Bon Clay? I thought he was dead. He's not dead. He is not dead. But the reunion between Luffy and Bon Clay, whenever they reunite, I'm gonna say, bro, just join the crew. You have done enough that's warranted for a Straw Hat to join, and Bentham grew on me. Like, I really love the character, so if he's a part of the Straw Hats, that would be amazing. I don't think that's gonna happen, but that reunion, man, is gonna be so hilarious. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be some trolling with Sanji because he's definitely gonna take on Nami's appearance again. I am going to love it. Now, I kind of saved the best for last. There are other reunions, but I kind of saved the best for last. And that's because this one spans pretty much the entire story, and it's so intertwined with so many different characters. It's like, we need to see that. Laboon and Brook. From the beginning, with Crocus and him referencing the Rumbar Pirates, and Laboon and everything he went through waiting for the Rumbar Pirates, going forward, learning about Brook and his crew in Thriller Bark, how they didn't return because essentially they died and Brook was stuck, going forward in the story. That is probably a necessary and essential end for One Piece, where it's Brook meeting Laboon again and Q Bink Sake. As they're meeting, as Brook is playing Bink Sake, Laboon has tears, Brook has tears, even though he doesn't have eyeballs. Yo, it would be such a touching moment because, again, this spanned hundreds of chapters. We get notice of this early in the story, in the hundreds. And now, over 1,000 chapters later, we get a reunion. Again, so many characters are intertwined. Thriller Bark and everything culminating to that point. Guys, I would lose my mind and tears will definitely be running down my eyes because just the moment for Brook, because Brook has one of the saddest backstories because of how long he was there. I mean, that is insane. So to be reunited with Laboon, I really can't wait. So before we end this, I also want to highlight some of the best responses we had in the community tab. I appreciate you guys communicating and sharing your responses. So I really just want to highlight some of you guys, right? So we have Elwin Fung saying, Brook playing Bink Sake to Laboon after so many years apart would hit so hard. I agree, Elwin. Ashkalad said, Kuma and the Straw Hats, my man understand Kuma doesn't get enough respect for his actions in the series. I agree with you. He doesn't get nearly enough respect. Henrik Anorim says, I need to see Usopp meeting with his father. That's an amazing one because it's going to tie in with Luffy meeting Shanks. And what is the conversation there? My guy Jasser said a lot of the giants, but we'll get those in Elbaf. Gaimon would be nice. Luffy and Makino and Dadan. Zoro and Koshiro. Lolo and Nami. Bon Clay and Luffy. Wiper Asia and Luffy. Those are some amazing picks, Jasser. I appreciate it. Out of those, I think Gaimon would be the most random and the most funny, but definitely Bon Clay and Luffy, man. It's going to be great. And we can't forget Luffy, Makino, and Dadan. Someone did mention the promise that Luffy made to Makino that he's going to pair back with a treasure that he finds. So that would probably be a part of the reunion. And then when I think back to Roger and Wrigley and like the last time they met was in a bar, that's when Roger said he's not going to die. What if the last time Luffy and Zoro share a moment is within Makino's bar? Oh my God. Let me not talk about that. That's heavy. That's way too heavy. But yeah, guys, that's it. When you think about the story of One Piece and just how long it spanned and some of the moments we've gotten, it's almost surreal. It's like these things happen and we experience these in real time and they just changed us forever. So can't wait for some of these moments. Leave your thoughts below. Are there any other reunions you would love to see? I would love to hear about it. Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys all so much, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost. I rewrite